If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.
Good luck to you, Roy. Have some fun.
Thanks. All right, so I guess the thing that I'm going to talk about, being a NCAA writer, I am a member of the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. I cover college basketball. I was in Madison Square Garden for the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. Great story, actually, leading into that. I was in New York for all of 30 minutes, and my car got towed. 30 minutes of me getting in there. I go into a bar with my buddy, and car got towed. Turns out my registration was expired, so I wasn't able to get my car out of the NYPD. Long story short, I have New York tags now, and it was the worst weekend of my life. With that being said, I had a great time up there covering the UConn Huskies, and I'm going to tell you a little thing that a couple people know, and I'm sure everybody in this building knows, about confidence and dealing with collegiate athletes at a tournament level and at a highly competitive level, and that is the way that they carry themselves and the way they kind of act towards the press in a media press conference if they're loose, which Shabazz Napier and Niles Gaffey and that whole team, they were extremely loose. They were loose all weekend. And I remember a couple years ago when I was covering the team and I was covering the UConn Huskies, and I remember that team and how loose they were and how they were driven towards a championship. And so this team, this UConn Huskies team with Shabazz Napier, all year, all you heard him talk about was how the team wanted a national championship and how he didn't care about the individualized awards, which, by the way, Shabazz Napier did win the AAC Player of the Year. But he didn't care about that, okay? He was saying, let everybody else have that. I don't want that. Doesn't matter to me. I want a national championship. Which UConn moved on. They got the national championship. They got the basketball out of the way. As everybody listening knows, that's a week old, right? Well, so why am I bringing up the NCAA tournament? Why am I bringing up tournament time? Well, in the collegiate sports world, there's a couple more tournaments still to play. Okay, there's the lacrosse tournament, which Loyola, local team here, is the #1 team in the country. They've only lost one game this season. They lost to UVA first week of the season in overtime. Since then, they have the #2 goal scorer in the nation. And they're on a roll. I mean, they've won 11 straight. They're 11-1. They're a great lacrosse team. And it doesn't look like they're going to lose again. They have one game left. I believe it is Thursday. I don't remember who they play, but they just beat Boston last week. I believe it was Saturday afternoon. They beat Boston University pretty handedly. And now they have one game left in the season before the Patriot tournament. They have the Patriot Rookie of the Year or Freshman of the Year. So they're looking good. Loyola Lacrosse right now is on top, and the lacrosse tournament does it right. 16 teams get in the tournament every year, and those 16 teams battle it out, a lot like the NCAA tournament in basketball. Then you move to the College Baseball World Series. You have regionals, you have super regionals, you have the College Baseball World Series. It's a great event. It lasts all summer. People love it. People talk about it, and you find out a true champion. UVA, another local team, the #1 team in the country for that. So we have all these great tournaments, including the Frozen Four, which it was not a local team who won that. It was actually Union College, believe it or not. It's a New York school. Upset a couple schools. They upset Boston College, beat #1 Minnesota in the championship. So you have your Cinderella story there. You have #7 UConn with their Cinderella story. You have two great programs, local programs, Loyola and UVA, and their sports and their tournaments. Then you have Union College with their Cinderella story in hockey. So what am I getting at here? And that's college football. Why does every other sport in the NCAA have a great postseason, a great tournament where people can rally behind it, and football is still living primitively with a BCS system? Now, I know that they're moving to a +1 system this year with a 4-team playoff, but how many SEC schools do you think are going to move into that plus one? I mean, it's probably going to be 3 SEC schools and maybe an undefeated FSU if they're able to get there. So the +1 system is kind of crap. I mean, everybody wants this elongated system. I mean, why can't they do what the D1AA does, where they have their playoff system? Why is the BCS in college football so on a high horse that they can't do what every other sport on any level really does, and that's a playoff? So that's kind of my big pet peeve going forward as we enter into the spring games. Just happened, which spring games are there's not really much to love about spring games. You know, half the time I don't even really pay attention to them. As Nestor said, I did go to West Virginia, which it's not a very good football school the last couple of years, but it's not going to help. The plus one isn't going to help anybody but the SEC. They're going to get more teams, they're going to get more revenue, they're going to get more money, and the other schools like a one-loss Louisville, who is for some reason ranked number 19th in the country at a one loss, and you have Auburn finishing number 2 or 3 in the country with 2 losses. It doesn't make any sense. It's all based on your RPI, and the +1 system only helps the SEC. And it's something I really don't like. So there's your 5 minutes, Nestor, I guess.
And now you're supposed to say, I'm Roy Edwards.
I'm Roy Edwards, and
for WNSG.
And that's WNST.
There you go. All right, good job. All right, man. There you go.
If you love Baltimore sports, you'll love WNST.net.